So when you guys are going to be walking Bosco, the command you're going to use is it's going to be heel. When he's walking next to you in that heel position, he should have his head in line with your leg and be paying attention to where you're going. Bosco, heel. Good boy. Yes. And so here, I'm going to mark yes, and I'm going to reward him because he's walking exactly where I want him to be. And we want to make sure that he knows that's the good spot that's going to get him rewarded. Nope, leave it. Good. Yes. Super, buddy. And when I reward him back. Nope. Bosco, heel. Good. I reward him back here in line with my leg to keep him in that position. Good. Wait. Super, buddy. Yes. So there when I stop and I tell him to wait, he should not continue forward. He likes to offer a sit, and I'm always going to reward that sit, especially with him who's a little bit more of a twitchy dog. The sit allows him to be in a more stable position than trying to continue forward and sniff things on the ground and grab things. When I'm ready to walk again, I'm just going to tell him, Bosco, Bosco, good. Want him paying attention to me? Heel. Good boy. Good. Yes. Super, buddy. And when you're walking him too, you can give him verbal encouragement by just telling him, good boy. Good. Now, if he starts to get too far ahead, what you can do is you can do a sharp right turn. Good. Get him back with you. Another thing you can do is you can do a left turn into him. When I do that left turn, I'm going to pull back on the leash, use that pressure to get him back, and then turn. Good. Oh. Good boy. And there he's not being super far forward. He's being a really good boy. Yes. Super, buddy. If he offers eye contact with you as well, or he's paying attention to you as you're walking, go ahead and mark and reward that. Now, another type of walking you can do with him, that was the formal walk. This is more of an informal walk. So if you guys take him to the park or something and you want to let him sniff around or go potty, what you can do is you'll just tell him, Bosco, okay, free. And then he's allowed to be free. What he's not allowed to do is he's not allowed to run and hit the end of that leash. He still has to pay attention to you, but he doesn't have to have his head right in line. He can be out front a little bit. He can be behind. He just can't drag you down the street. And then when you want to get him walking with you again, you can just shorten up the leash about halfway to a third of the way and just tell him, Bosco, heel. Bosco, heel. No. Good. Yes, good boy. Then when he gets back in that heel with you, reward him for that. Wait. Super, buddy. Yes. Good. Nope, wait. Good. And if he gets up there before I release him, I'm just going to correct him, put him back to where he should be. Good boy. Heel. Bosco. Yes, good boy. Bosco. Yes. Super, buddy. Bosco. Yes, good boy. Super, dude. Bosco. Good boy, yes. Yes, good boy. So here I'm just getting him focused back on me because he's very distracted by something on the ground that's right over here. So I'm just going to say his name, and when he looks at me, I'm going to reward that. Bosco. Yes, good boy. Super. Yes, and if he offers that engagement, I'm going to reward that as well. Good boy. Okay. Bosco. Yes, good job, buddy. Super, that's a good boy. Off. Good. Okay. All right, let's go. Good. Wait. Good. Good. So here when I tell Bosco to wait, he can't go through this threshold until I release him. Now there he gets up. He's again still distracted by something on the ground. So I'm going to get his attention again. Bosco. Yes. Good boy. Hey. Let's go. And I'm just going to take him through the gate and show you from this direction. So when I open the gate, I'm going to tell him wait. And again, he's not allowed to cross the threshold, which is going to be the barrier right here. Wait. Yes, good boy. Reward him back here away from it so that he's not being rewarded for going forward or trying to go through. Good. Now here I'm going to tell him wait. And I'm going to walk through. Good. And I go back and I reward him back over here. Good. Now when I want him to go through, I'll tell him, Bosco, okay, free. And then he's allowed to come through at that point. Bosco, come in. Good. Now you can also tell him, okay, free. When you go through, wait. Good. Reward him here. Boy. Now here I'm going to be on this side. Bosco. Nope. Wait. Good. Good. Okay, free. Now he can come through. So if he breaks that wait, you can tell him no, step into him to push him back. Wait. Good. And I'm not sure if he'll do it again. Good boy, buddy. Good. Good boy. Good. So he's being pretty good about it, but you can use the leash as well to block him and get him to move back. You can also tell him no and step into him and point backwards to get him to move the direction that you want him to go. Okay, free. Good. Okay. Place. So for getting Bosco on the place bed, what you'll do is you'll say his name and then place, and you'll point to it. Bosco, place. Good boy. And then once he's on there, you can tell him good boy and you can reward him. He doesn't have to lay down, but you can try and lure him into that down on here just to get him to relax a little bit better. But the biggest thing, good. Biggest thing is that all 4 feet are within the perimeter and he's not trying to jump off and get off. So even if I walk around, I'll walk by, put a treat on the bed, tell him good. Use that duration marker. Walk around more. And then when I'm gonna release him, I want him to be calm on there. I don't want him to be barking, whining, trying to jump off. I want him to be stable. And so here he's sitting, but he's being still. So I'll walk over, good boy. And then what I'm gonna do is tap him, okay, free, and say, okay, free. Good, Bosco, good boy, good boy. Off, Bosco, place. Good boy. And you don't have to tell him wait or stay. It's implied when you tell him place. So here he laid down, made a good choice. Again, walk by, just gonna put a treat on the bed. Now if he gets off, what you can do is tell him no, and then grab the leash and use the leash back towards the bed with him. You can also point to the bed as you're doing that, and if you're in close proximity, you can step towards him and use your spatial pressure to get him back on the bed. Good boy. Good. Okay, free. Nice, buddy. So you can utilize the leash as well to get him on there, free. And so what I'm gonna do is, remember, you'll say Bosco place and then point, but if he doesn't go, for this, I'm just gonna show you what to do. So I just take the leash right towards the bed, pressure's released once he's on. Good. Okay, free. Show you again. Good boy. So again, that leash pressure straight towards the bed and then release that pressure once he's on there. So you can utilize that for if you tell him place and he doesn't go on immediately, or if he gets off and you tell him no, remind him Bosco place and use that leash pressure to get him back on. Okay, free. So when you want Bosco to sit, you'll say his name and then sit. Okay, free. Bosco, sit. Good boy. Then you can reward him for sitting. And here I'm going to use good, which means keep doing what you're doing. Good. And then when I'm ready to free him, here I can just tell him, okay, free. And then he can move. Bosco, sit. Good. So here I'm going to tell him stay, and I'm going to drop the leash and walk away. Stay. Now as I walk away, if he lays down, that's okay, because that's a more stable position for him where he's more comfortable and more likely to remain where you left him. I'll walk over and I'm going to reward him. But once he's in this down, he has to stay in this down. So he's not allowed to pop back up to a sit. Good. I reward him again for staying. Boy. And okay, free. And then he can get up. Good job, buddy. Good boy. Now, if you tell him sit and he doesn't sit, you can pull straight up on the leash. Bosco, free. Good. So straight up, yes. Once his butt hits the ground, release the pressure and you can reward. Now, this is only, you're going to utilize this if you say sit and he doesn't sit. I'm just doing it, just showing you the leash pressure before, just for the purpose of this video. Okay. So again, pull straight up. Yes. Pressure's released as soon as butt hits the ground. Good. Okay, free. So same thing for down. Bosco. Down. No, down. Good boy. So there I used help with my, nope, down. Good. So there I used help by pointing to the ground and bending over when he didn't go down the first time I told him to. He thought about it, but he just needed a little bit of help, and that's okay. Okay, free. I'll show you again. Bosco. Boy. Down. Good boy, buddy. Good. So here again, I'll show you a stay, stay, and then I walk away. And if he tries to get up, what I'll do is I'll go over and I'll tell him no. I'll put him down back in that same position. And then I will repeat the exercise because I don't want him to think that him getting up and laying back down means he's going to get released. Good. And you notice too, when I reward him in this down, I'm bringing the food down to him. Good. To keep him in that position. If I try to reward him up here, he's more likely to get up and break that before I release him. Even if I pick up the leash here, good. Picking up the leash is not a release for him. Only if I go, okay, free, then is he allowed to get up. Good boy, buddy. Good. Okay, do some recalls. Hey, wait. Good. Stop. Good. Okay, free. Now for recall, what you'll do is you'll say his name and then come, and that means he has to come all the way to you. So we're gonna let him run around. Good boy, go, okay, free. Bosco, come. Yes, good boy. Super, buddy. Good. Good boy. Okay, free. And when he comes to you, he can't just grab a treat and take back off. He has to stay with you, so you can reward him a few times for sticking with you. Bosco, come. No. Bosco, come. Yes. Good boy. Super. So that time when I said no, I tapped on the e-collar until he turned to come to me. Good. Okay, free. Once he turned to come to me, I stopped tapping on the e-collar, and that's when I mark yes, which means, yep, that is what I asked you to do. And to get this to turn off is to come to me. Good boy. Okay, free. One more time. Bosco, come. Yes, good boy. Sit. Yeah, good job, buddy. And you notice too that I get really excited when he comes to me. Good. I back up a little bit, which encourages him to come all the way. Good boy. Okay, free. Bosco, come. Yes, good boy. Sit. Bosco, sit. Nope. Sit. Good boy. Boy. And here I'm going to reward him as I put the leash back on him to keep his head up. Good. And make it a little bit easier for me. Good boy.